Good morning. Wonderful scene this morning. All the birds are on the window looking for some food. Right, give me 5 minutes. I often get the question, what do you get out of this? I mean, what's the aim? I mean, why do you speak to a machine every day and throw it out openly to the technological whiz kid? Is it to grow? Is it information? Is it entertainment? Well, you'll know that what this speaker speaks is very uneducational. It's very uninteresting. It's basics. It's back to the basics. And the basics is not what most minds are interested in. Minds are interested in growth. Consciousness itself is interested in all aspects, including growth. But each one of us has a job to do. And the speaker's job is to bring everything back to basics. All of this stuff you know. All the speaker is saying is that there appears to be a higher you and a lower you. The higher I and the lower I. That's been written about for centuries. That we're all consciousness, of course. How can we exist without consciousness? There's a possibility that something goes on for all of us. Through self-experience, that possibility is no longer a possibility, it's an actuality. Because that what is beyond this, that is beyond both of these eyes, this witness, this observing eye, that really is eyeless, has no structure, no presence, nothing. It is beyond presence. So you can call it death, looking at life. So death itself goes on throughout life. And when the body of life goes, death continues to go on. That's what they say. We're going to die. We're just experiencing some form of a fluctuation out of death. So is it infinite life with appearing and disappearing deaths every now and then? Or is it infinite death with appearing lives, disappearing and appearing now and then? The whole thing is a contradiction. You see, when you go out of basics, when you try and move out of basics through your own self-experience, you kind of confuse the listener. And they detach and they say, well, what is he trying to say? Which way is he going down? Which path? Is he going down Vedanta, Upanishad, Catholicism, Hinduism? Is he a worshipper of Vishnu or Buddha or Christ? He speaks openly. Everyone's the same. Because basics is that starting point. When you're born into this body, you're not a child. You don't know you're a child. You don't even know you're a baby. You've no mind. You just are awareness. So everything is awareness. And that's what all the spiritual speakers speak about. Basic life is awareness. And awareness grows, and it builds, and it attaches, and it takes ownership, and it builds, and it becomes some sort of constructed story. And that's okay. And then it develops qualities of mind, some more intelligent, some less intelligent. And then it decides to make things separate. And then it decides to try and bring things all together again. And isn't that what we see every day? Politicians saying we want the whole of our society to become one. And the next day, no, we don't want anything to do with the left. Their values and their manifestos, their principles are all wrong. And then the next day, no, we want oneness again. So everything is an adventure. But this speaker's only job is to speak about basics, and which you learn at school. You're born from death or from life. You live. You live through consciousness. You live through this word I that everyone uses. No one is exempt from using this word I, apart from the royalty. They use one. One is happy today. See? They believe that the whole thing is one. So when they say one, then their mind says the whole world is happy. Every single human being is happy. One is happy today. One, the whole one. We, the poor, the impoverished, the uneducated, that what goes up the wrong path from this basics. Now I'm stretching my vocabulary. We don't say one is happy. We say I am happy. I don't know. Are you happy? There's a non-accepting that everyone is happy. Because we have to build happiness back up. Because we're in that position of that politician. We want to make everything one because everything is divided. And then when you go through enlightenment and awakening, like this speaker did, you realize that everything is one. And then it starts breaking up in front of your very eyes. In front of your very eyes. I becomes that puppet in front of the screen again. Yeah, you're out of it now, Mr. Pupsy. Come live, come develop this mind. And that's what goes on with this speaker. My mind is beginning to develop again and become separate and become an individual. There's no escape. There's no escape from this coming and going. Good, then bad. Good, then bad. Life, then death. Life, then death. Birth, then life. Birth, then life. Birth, then life. In breath, out breath. In breath, out breath. In breath, out breath. In breath, out breath. That's what happens. That's consciousness. Everything is coming and going. And the acceptance of everything coming and going, meaning one day this body will no longer be here and I don't know what the hell is going to happen with the one inside. But it's okay. Because I will come again. I will come again. And the mind that wants to interfere and say, what are you going to come as? Are you going to come as another human? Or are you going to come in a different country? Are you going to come in a different colour of skin? What the hell? Who raises these questions? What raises these questions? This is doubt. This is fear. So what? So what if I come back a slug? I don't want to go if I'm going to come back a slug. What's wrong with a slug? Does it not benefit the continuation of the planet? It matters not what happens in this life. Because when you go back to basics, when you experience as Rumi experienced, without this speaker trying to be some sort of poet and through an unacademic, unable, and an inability to understand these highfalutin terms and words of what do you call it, prose and poetic stuff. That's not because you don't learn that stuff when you experience like Rumi. It's because you never, ever, ever, your body, your mind never, ever was engulfed in any of this stuff. You cannot change who you are as a child. You cannot change your teenage, even enlightenment, you still carry that Varsana ways, that conditioned ways. You're free from them because you're back to basics. But you see them growing again in front of your very eyes. So this speaker only speaks basics. Basics is where everything is pure. Basis. The basis before the mind was born. That's what Rumi experienced. Life before we had this life, this mind that could make names, languages, understandings, or anything that created knowledge, information. So how the hell you expect to get information or knowledge? The speaker can only touch on the experience of itself, non-duality, beyond consciousness, the one moment, the void, the abyss, emptiness, all stuff that was born but not following the birth into non-duality can take you to this. If you live your life like this. God is this. Brahman is this. All exists as one at the beginning. There's no ending. The end is the beginning. When you return to that basic, that shaman, simplistic existence, where you had no mind that was able to differentiate, to make comparisons, to associate, attach to develop hopes and beliefs, you're free from all these states. But all these states exist. And they can still come through thoughts and engulf this mind and this body again to become another suffering human. Hopefully the body will be past. And they're saving it up for the next time. Because enough suffering in one life. Free from suffering. There is no such thing as suffering. There is only basis. There is only life. There is only this pure, incredible love. And before it grows, it is tranquil. It cannot be an overwhelming joy, the experience of this speaker. It can only be original. And original is basic, content, inability to want overwhelming bliss and joy, inability to suffer and experience depression and anxiety ever again. Hopefully. But just placid, basic, as Rumi experienced it without the poetry. Maybe the smile can describe what Rumi experiences through his words and his etiquette. It's a great life. Simple, basic, and here-ness. Presence. When the one moment reveals itself, boy, it reveals itself in every moment. As that what it is. So no information. So don't even bother. No entertainment. No joy. No depression. Just flatline blurb. If that's what you want, flatline blurb, you're more than welcome to stay and revisit your true self before mind and consciousness. But if it's something else, it's not that I don't want to give it, I don't know how, because I'm still that child. I've not experienced adulthood. I'm now just learning to become an adult and be proper and serious and worry about the state of my life and the world. It's all going to pass. I'm going to be in the passing. I will not be out of the passing in any passing. When this body passes, I will be there, witnessing this passing. Honourable, grateful, and in total willingness, trusting and accepting and having faith with what gave it life and that what takes life away. Namaste.